Where do you think? Now, we're talking about blatant inaccuracies and why credit bureaus are so full of purple poop emoji. We have type, reason, example, and impact. Impact means a 10 out of 10 is super impactful. A 7 is the least on this scale. Balance. Each should report the same balance. Example, $15, $22, $0. That is a 10 out of 10. If you see that on a credit report, you need to dispute that as your number one dispute. Past due. It should be the same on all three bureaus. This is a 9 out of 10. It is not as impactful as the balance, but we'll remove that account. Balance on a sold account. Let's say you had a Capital One charge off. They sold it to portfolio. That balance of $100 should be with portfolio and no longer with the original creditor. The status should say sold or transferred. That is an 8 out of 10. Re-aged account. This is most definitely a 10 out of 10. I have an entire video series I did on re-aged accounts, and I will give you access to that. We're going to do a whole shebang on this as well. So that is where the date last paid. So it's not date last active, it's the date last paid, but it shows you made a payment when you didn't, or one of the bureaus shows 2017, but the other two shows 2022. The older date is going to be the correct date 9 times out of 10. That is a 10 out of 10. Weird payment history should follow the 30, 60, 90 rule. There are examples where you're going to be 30 days late, then you make a payment, but you're still 30 days late again. That's going to be 30, 30. And then 60, 90, right? Or 30, 30 on time. Keep that in mind because I get these comments all the time. If you were late again, it's going to reflect in the payment history. An example would be 120 or 90 days late with all on time, otherwise with student loans. This is a 7 out of 10. You can use the bureaus against each other. I took a screenshot updating someone's file today. If you look at the payment history, the status doesn't say anything for but it says 30 days past due on TransUnion. This is totally screwed up, right? Look at the 7-year history. TransUnion shows 1 30-day late payment, Experian shows none, and it's not reported on Equifax. Look at the actual payment history. February 2020 late. Look at February for Experian. It's not late. You would say I was not late on February 2021. Experian shows I paid on time. Remove this for false reporting. That's how you would do that. Date last reported, it should be the date that the credit bureau is verified, quote unquote, the account as accurate. If it shows 2016 or 2017, they didn't investigate, they didn't verify, they lied to you, that's a 7 out of 10. Unpaid judgment with a 0 balance. If the balance is 0, hey, look, by all means, that says to me it's been paid. So if it shows $100, $0 on all three bureaus, I'm going to say, I paid this on time. The balances show 100, 0. This account was paid. Delete this account. This is a 9 out of 10. Bankruptcy with the year 0001. I created this a long time ago. 0001 is from Credit Check Total. That is how old this slide deck is. And whatever inaccuracies in the court name. Those are the two things I use to remove accounts that are bankruptcy related. Accounts that are bankruptcy, not bankruptcy related. Obviously, there's no statute of limitations with this because we're not using 001, but an example would be if the filing date shows 2018 to 2020, that's a major problem. That's a 9 out of 10. Another 9 out of 10 is the court name as of 2018 must be U.S. Bankruptcy Court followed by city and state. Many people don't know this, and because they can't use it to remove the account, and the bankruptcy is going to sit on there for month after month, year after year, and it does not need to sit on there for that long. You'll find out that with Equifax tends to report federal or Fed DIS or US DIS. That is not the actual legal name of the court, and therefore it has to be removed. As for Experian, they always abbreviate. Abbreviation, I could just say I straight up don't understand it, so therefore it's inaccurate. TransUnion will always report U.S. Bankruptcy Court without the city and state. That, my friend, is how I remove bankruptcies. Past due on collections. Hello, it's a collection. It's already late. Status is collection. Past due is $100. Yeah, no, doesn't work like that. It should not say 120 days late. There should not be a past due. There should not be a limit, and there should be no late payments in the payment history. That is an 8 out of 10. Late payments on a collection, it's already late. Status is collection. History equals 30, 60, or 90. That is 7 out of 10. But in March 2024, I would rate that as 9 out of 10. Okay, let's check the dispute workflow on the right. How to remove unpaid charge-offs. Go after the activity in the payment history after the account was closed. And you're going to see all these details over here in column C. They're very important, such as the close date. Okay, for charge-offs, go after date last paid, first day of delinquency, notice of dispute, payment history, and date last reported. Then explain why and how this can be used for any charge off. Look in column C under details. Third party collections, go after validation of debt and dispute with the bureaus as unremembered. Cushman versus Trend Union from 1997, the lawsuit opinion was that the bureaus have a grave responsibility to ensure accuracy of the credit report, and the burden of proof is on the collectors and the credit bureaus, but they're going to try to push that burden on you. That's not your job as a consumer. Your job as a consumer is to, number one, have a due process to dispute inaccurate information on your credit report, and number two, to have accurate information reported. Their job is to report accurately and investigate. Debt buyers go after late status, past due, and limit. For late payments, require a bank statement from the data furnisher proving that you were late. They're never going to do that, and read that part to understand why. Student loans, late's not reporting as 30, 60, 90. If you look at the inaccuracies, we went over this, 90 days late with everything else showing on time. I can't be on time and then 90 days late. The reason they do this, listed in column C, is they feel they're doing you a solid by not reporting you as late until you're 90 days late. However, that would mean otherwise that you have two falsely reported on-time payments because you were 30 days late, then 60 days late, then 90 days late, and 90 days reported, but the two prior on-time payments are false. You can use this to A, remove their account, or B, fix the late. Okay. Bankruptcies go after the court name and the filing date.